All right. Hello, everyone. I'm not shocked that the room is full. I'm very happy that it is. This will also be recorded for further broadcast, and we'll probably do another one or two of these as we move through the next couple of months. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Carolyn Rice. I'm the Director of Wellness here. And so we have the Life Enrichment Coordinators who plan all the fun, currently Transportation, which takes us on all of our trips. And let's see, we have Sherry in our Wellness Center or Fitness Center as an instructor. And we have Hannah for now, who is our Event and Catering Coordinator. So we have a lot going on in wellness, and we are happy to do it. I said when I applied for the job that wellness was the heartbeat of Glen Eyre, and that's what we strive to be. So, 6,000 building. I want to preface this, but there are some things I won't have an answer for, so I may just tell you what I know for now. I don't want anybody to be able to hit rewind, and on this date and this time, you promised me this. So we'll see how that goes. I will also let you know that putting this slideshow together, apparently I am not the best photographer. So I promise to do better next time. All right, so before we get to the 6,000 amenities, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we have on our current campus in 4,000. For those of you who are new, everything is an address. So it's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 1,000 building, the 2,000 building, the 3,000 building. That's just how we talk. We are form, function, and location, right? So when we talk about 4,000 amenities, we do have a current wellness center that has a fitness studio, equipment room, locker rooms with showers, and the pool. Also, there is a billiards room with a tabletop shuffleboard. There is a craft room that is well used for artists and crafters. There is the hair salon. There's also the library, the paperback library, the copy room that the residents have access to. And you'll see package room on here. So we're really trying hard to get a closet to put the packages in to declutter the front desk, right? That's been a problem for a decade, so we're actively solving that problem as we speak. So we have a resident-run gift shop, which sells some amazing stuff. The yard sale, the current wood shop that we have on this side of campus. If you are here for the 6,000 wood shop pictures, that door has been locked the last couple of times I've been there, so I don't have any pictures for that. So if that's the only reason you're here, I'm sorry. We have lots of courtyards and patios. We have the Brown Courtyard, the Secret Garden. We have the auditorium patio. And we have ordered all new furniture for these spaces. So it was in our capital budget, and we have Emily, myself, and others have walked all of those spaces so we can get some really nice furniture so we can better utilize those spaces. And it should be here in May. When we tried to order it last year, it was like a 380-day lead time. So we're like, we'll just wait. So, all right, we have a stone boardroom that has Zoom capabilities as well as an admin conference room with Zoom capabilities. We have 3 dining venues, the Dunham, the Glen, and the Cafe. We have the private dining room, which is in the Dunham, a multi-purpose room, which is kind of what we've been calling the chapel multi-purpose room. It lives in assisted living for now, and if they remodel, there will be a nicer, newer multi-purpose room. We also have the town center. All of our apartment buildings have lounges on each floor. We have a bocce ball court, and we have multiple areas and paths to walk around. So I want to talk about when we go through this list and then when we matched it up to the 6,000 building. So you'll see we have a private dining room, right? We all know where the private dining room is. That's what we book. Turns out in the 6,000 building, there's more private dining rooms. It turns out that we have a rotunda, and so does the 6,000 building. And so we have all of these names that we have kind of locked into. So we had to come up with some creative ways to come up with new names. And like always, we are form and function. So it will be the 4,000 rotunda and the 6,000 rotunda and the private dining room in the Dunham and the private dining room in the Highlands and this conference room and this meeting room. So they'll all have names, and we'll have a little bit of getting used to that. So let's go to, most of you got a copy of this, More to Love, with Jane Bass's famous face on the cover. You don't need to be able to read this. I'm going to walk you through some of those spaces. Marketing has some extra available if you wanted them. It just talks about the mail center, the reception, the marketplace, the wellness cafe, and kind of gives you the location by number. So it's a nice, quick reference. All right, I have mixed in renderings, FF&E, which is furniture, fixtures, and equipment drawings. That's what these are. These are the number of tables and the number of chairs that are going in those spaces. You should see the office book. It's like this big. And so I wanted to bring you here because we're going to do north, south, east, and west, okay? So I don't have to do left, right, opposite, because I'm not good at that. So in the north, in the middle, you'll see where this is the Highlands. So it kind of walks you through these multi-stations all the way over here to the pizza oven, the checkout center, some communal dining, and these private dining rooms. So on the top northeast corner is the smaller private dining room that seats 24. Below that, just below that, is another private dining room that seats 36. But it also has a wall that can be completely moved back to have a private dining room that seats 60. Okay? Our current private dining room in the Dunham seats about 32. So this may be more than y'all want to know, but just, yes, ma'am. So, oh, sure. So north is the back of the building. So here's Cornwall. Here's the north courtyard. Yes, I had that all planned out in my presentation. So yes, this is Cornwall. This is the north courtyard, and the main entrance is around the corner and here. We'll get there. All right. So this is a picture of the private dining room. You'll see that glass wall opens and closes. It will be frosted to give each party some privacy if they like. And we have asked for AV equipment in there to play music, handheld microphones to do presentations if you wanted to do like a hall lunch or presentation. Or if an outside group or a circle group wanted to meet in there, they could. All right, this is the south courtyard. So Food Lion is here. The other side of this wall is Kildare Farm Road. So this is all south courtyard. It is huge. It's about half the size of a football field. Okay? It has from this right here is the adult day center, which is called the Glade. That's their patio. You can see it has some natural fencing to protect them and keep them safe and enclosed in that area. It has an amphitheater right here. You can see some musicians. There was a water feature, and so the water feature, I think they're talking about it because the town of Cary basically treats the water feature as a pool, and you can imagine the hoops they might have to jump through. So I can't promise you that it's still there or not still there. I'm just telling you what I heard. So it also has an outdoor kitchen right over here with some outdoor dining spaces. It has an event lawn where we might do some outdoor Tai Chi or something, or sit there and have a concert. This is the south courtyard patio. Over here, those are marketing windows. And right outside the marketing window is the putting green. So we don't have to putt down the hallway anymore. Although if you still want to, you can. All right, and so all of this is all of the trees that they're going to plant to obscure the view of the parking lot and the food line and such. So gives you some natural. All right, I am standing. I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. There's a door right here. You see it? Under this courtyard? Okay. I took this picture standing at that courtyard. standing in the door of the building looking out into the courtyard. So that is looking left, marketing office putting green. You can see there's a lot of mud still. This is kind of the central, looking out towards, you can see the shopping center right there. And then looking to the right where the outdoor kitchen, amphitheater, glade items would be. And I might put a outdoor table tennis out there so we can just play, have fun. All right. Okay. So the very north point, that's the main entrance, okay? So that's the north courtyard up here, south courtyard down here. This is that patio we just talked about. The Highlands is over there. The glade is over here. And this is, so you would walk in the main entrance. This is the rotunda, the round. You can see that you see the round on the rotunda? You can also notice, which is a lovely feature, that they've put some movement in those hallways and made the walls actually curve so it doesn't look like some 100-yard, incredibly large bowling alley. So let's see. This is the mail room right here, a nice little living room up here near the main entrance. That's just kind of a landing spot if you're waiting on people to come visit or you just want to hang out for a little while. So it's nice and comfortable. This right here is the Chatham. So this is the Chatham bar, Chatham seating. They all have access to the outdoor areas, which is nice. This flows into some hard and soft seating, which flows into some soft seating and another billiards table. So we have a billiards table here. We will have a billiards table there. Okay? Huh? But anyway, so that's what the Chatham rendering looks like. You can see we talked about the place around the corner. This is where it flows into the soft and hard seating. So it's in between the Chatham bar and the billiards table. This is me standing just inside the south courtyard door. So this area would be where the billiards table is, and then you move into the soft seating, and then the cabinetry you can see, which I didn't get a good picture of, and neither did Mike in dining, is the cabinetry for the bar. There's a lot of drywall. Okay, so I don't want to bore you with drywall, but that's what we're looking at. This is inside the billiards room. You can see it has a wide opening on the other side that goes out into the hallway, and the mail room and seating is on the other side of that. This is the game room. So I'm going to go back a second, if you let me. So here's the piano, billiards area. We just talked about the Chatham. This is a game room. It is set up with permanently nice but card side tables. So you can do your party bridge, your rummy cubes, your Scrabble, whatever you want to do in there. I understand that duplicate bridge will not be in there because they have a director and they need a little more privacy because you can't talk during duplicate bridge. So that's why I don't go. So this is the game room, and down this hallway right here, the top up here, that is all administrative offices, concierge managers, front desk reception. This is all marketing, okay? So I'm going to go back to the game room. This is part of the game room. It also has an opening to the hallway that leads to, if you went to the right, would go to I'm going to call it the theater for right now, if you don't mind. It has a stage, and I understand it's not slanted floors and fixed chairs, but it's just somewhere in my mind I'm stuck on that. And so I don't say the 6,000 auditorium versus the 4,000 auditorium, if you could help me out. So this is the game room. It is huge. I've asked for ample storage because I know y'all have lots of games, mahjong boards, rummy cubes, great place for puzzles. All right, this takes us back to the rotunda. You can see over there is the piano. The doors behind the piano lead out to the south courtyard. To the right leads to the Chatham. I'm standing on the theater style if I'm over here. So there's this huge light fixture that they're still trying to work out, I think. There are these niches for artwork. There's one on that side. That's the one we just looked at in the rendering. and this is the other side. So you can see that they've kind of formed the round structure for the light fixture. I talk about these niches because we had some great input from some of our residents to talk about hiring a local artist to commission the artwork. We picked a lady that's from Raleigh who's shown here before. And if you, for some of you that remember the rotunda prior to the renovations, she did the marsh picture that was to the left of the dining room, which was a huge favorite. So she is in the process. She sent some sneak peeks, but I'm not sharing those. The idea is the concept that came up with was a kind of a mountains to sea. So this will be a little more mountain, this will be a little more sea. We thought that represented Carolina very well. All right, where are we? Okay, so this right here is the Spiritual Life Center. There are 94 chairs that fit in that space. So when we talk about this FF&E and what they've ordered, 94 chairs. On the top here, we have what's called the living room. Everybody in the 6,000 building should be familiar with that. It is basically an apartment without a bedroom. Okay, so it has a dining area, it has a living room space with a fireplace. It also has a full kitchen. And so the nice thing about this is if you wanted to host your family for a birthday or a holiday dinner, but you didn't, you can cater in, or they can bring their potluck, or you can cater from one of our restaurants. It's also a nice place to have a reception, maybe after a memorial service. You'll see that on the left-hand side, it has doors that can open, so you can make it a larger space. It also can close off to keep it private. So we might come back to this in just a second. So this is that living room we were talking about. So that's the fireplace. It holds about 40 people seated. So if you take up all the seating, you could get 40. So if you were standing, you could get obviously some more. That behind, I think that's Tom. Behind Tom is where the kitchen area will be. You'll see it has lots of natural light. This entire building has tons of natural light. And so that is a door that goes to the outside. So if your family was coming in, parking in the north courtyard, they could come straight in that door with their hot lasagnas and put it on the kitchen counter. Some more living room. And then that is the door that goes out into the hallway. So the two big folding doors that would close. I imagine they'll be the wood frame with the glass that they have in most other places and have it frosted for privacy. But don't hold me to that. All right, this is the theater space. It's what it's called is a multi-purpose room on the plans. We've been calling it an auditorium. And so this room can hold, if we took the center aisle out and added some extra chairs on the side, can hold about 190 people. They've ordered 287 chairs for this space. And I'll tell you, a little secret, that half of them have arms and half of them do not. Okay, so it'll be an armchair, an armless chair, an armchair. And so everybody will have arms to lift up on, but not all the chairs will have arms themselves. All right, you will see that there are some public restrooms, which are really nice. So if we're having a large event and everybody needs to go before they go home, here's the audio booth. It has a window to the video room. Similar to what you see back here is we have an audio booth and a video room. That's over there is storage. And let me show you some and then up here is the green room. Okay? So it's really nice. And the fact that when we try to do productions, we end up with drapes and rods and changing in closets and all that other stuff and when to go on stage. So this has all the bells and whistles. And let's see some pictures. So that's me standing about mid-room. The picture I used in the announcement had 10 grown adults across the stage, arm to arm, and there was plenty of room. So that's very nice. To your right in the visual are stairs that lead to stage left. And then to your left leads to stage right. And it also has a ramp. So those are those 10 people we talked about standing on the stage. You can see the ceiling's not done yet. Obviously, there's no flooring in the common spaces. So those are some people going up the ramp. And then we're going to make our, that's the other side of the stairs. Exciting, isn't it? Yes? All right. There's Emily. She's excited. So I've turned the corner on stage right, and we're going behind the wings. A lot of drywall. Down the stairs into the green room. I took a picture of this because there's going to be a TV that'll tell you what's going on stage to cue you to go up. That's so nice. So I don't have to run to the boardroom and go, it's time, and then the Irish dancers come out. All right, those are the two dressing rooms that are in there, so also very nice. Where Chris is headed is out to a corridor, okay? So this corridor, I'm going to go back to this corridor right here. So it's in between the storage and the green room. So if somebody needed to get to the green room in a wheelchair or something, they could go through the corridor and in there and directly to the ramp. That corridor leads you out into a hallway. That living room we talked about is right here. The chapel we spoke about is up here. That box right there is the chaplain office. Yay. All right, that's a good dressing room right there. This is the quality of pictures I intend to maybe up my game a little bit. That's what it looks like, right? All right, so living room, chapel. This is a quiet room, which will be really nice. If somebody wanted to go in there with the chaplains, if you just wanted some quiet reflection time. These are one of those rooms you're having conversations about naming. So we call a lot of rooms that have tables and chairs and a big old boardroom meeting spaces. And what we don't want to have is that you can only book those spaces if you're having a meeting. So we want people to be able to do a class or have a meeting or meet with their lawyer about paperwork, so whatever those things are. So it's been through a couple ideations. So they may be focus rooms. I blame that on Ben, so don't get me. So this would be, here's focus room A. This seats 32. Focus room B, which seats 12. So this is similar to our admin conference room here. And focus room, that's right. So it also holds 32 people, which is a great space for some of our committees that have outgrown our current spaces. So when I think about the dining committee or the health and wellness or some of our larger committees, I think these are good spaces to have committee meetings. And so across that, or up north, so here's Kildare Farm Road, here's Cornwall, and that's the north courtyard. So directly across from these meeting spaces are our 3 art studios. Art Studio A, B, and C. So this art room A, you can see off to the left, that's the new kiln room. We currently have a kiln in our craft room, but we are in need of an upgrade and are very excited to have not only the kiln room, but the drawings rack. So that's the rack room where you kind of leave everything to dry in between your first fire and your second fire. And this rectangle just in front of Art Studio B is the art display wall. This picture does not do the size of that thing justice, but I think I might have captured it in a picture. All right, and then let's see. Just to the right of Art Studio C is the music room. It's pretty big. It's going to be a great place for recorders and jug bands, or if you want to learn how to play guitar. We have not decided what to or not to furnish in this room, so we're still up for suggestions or, just kind of working that out. And then in the far right here, we have Page's Junction, which in some renderings is also called the Wellness Cafe. So that's where your specialty coffees are and all that good stuff. And then down here in the southeast corner, that's the marketplace. So we're still talking about what to call it. It will not be a duplicate of the gift shop. So the gift shop sells nice purses and clothes and vases, all of which I bought this morning. But this will be more geared towards, this is what we're thinking. So don't hold me to all of this. But we'd like it to be where people would buy their pickleball paddles or reserve their ball court times, or maybe some branded Glen Air logo items, those types of things. So it won't be the sundries and the wonderful gifts and cards and candy you can get in the gift shop. That's a bad picture. That's the chaplain's office. It's much larger than I've given it credit for. And those the frostings on those windows are temporary. It's just some construction, kind of double-sided, just so nobody's up there. You know what you want to do. Look in the windows. This is part of the chapel. It was really hard to get a picture of the chapel, which is actually the Spiritual Life Center, because it just hasn't really formed. But there are 94 chairs that will go in it. So it'll be a nice place to hold receptions, Bible study classes, those types of things. Anything that's respectful to the space. This right here is that art display wall. Okay? So it goes from there all the way over to there. You can see it has electrical for lighting and other things. And those are all the people standing in the middle of it. It's huge. So now you can imagine what those actual art spaces behind them. So if this is this big and it was only a little blip on the rendering, the FF&E, not sure what this is. I think it's an art space. That's definitely the North Courtyard. This is one of those art studios. They all have really nice natural light. Even the kiln room has a huge window. Some more art spaces. I tried desperately in the last week to get renderings of what the millwork might look like in there and the locker spaces. So like I said, we'll do another one. I'll have some more good stuff to share. Art space, again, that's that art display case. So you can see the far end is right in front of Ryan, and I am standing at the other side. Art spaces, music room. All right, here are the renderings for Pages Junction. So this is one of the 3 dining spaces in the 6,000 building. So you have the Highlands, which has those multi-purpose or multi-service stations where you can grab a salad over here and a pizza over there and some chicken livers over there. And then the Chatham. And those are all very intentionally designed to be what they're going to be. So Chatham is more of a where you go at night to watch a ball game and have a beverage. This is where you get your fun coffee and maybe some snacks after you've worked out, with your book in hand on the way out to the South Courtyard to sit in the sun. Not that I'm telling you what to do. All right, so this is, when I show you the pictures that I took, I'm looking all the way into that back. I'm standing right here, looking all the way into the wood wall. So that's kind of the corner, past those pillars. So here's me standing on not quite the outside and looking back towards that wood wall. And this is the seating area. And I saw in the renderings that there was a door in there, and I don't see a door in this picture. But things change, right? So this is the hallway that goes from the Wellness Cafe in the marketplace over to the 25,000 square foot, state-of-the-art, everything you can ask for, amazing instructors, and awesome things to do, fitness center, wellness center. Okay, so this is the rendering of how it looks when you first walk in the door. That is the North Courtyard. That exit sign would take you to the North Courtyard. It's also where the shuttle service will drop off and pick up. That is what it actually looks like right now. Most of the wellness center is floor-to-ceiling windows on the outside, and there's a special feature on the inside, and I'll talk about that when we get there. So this is the rendering of the stairs that go to the second floor. Those are the 2 offices. This wall right here is, okay, so that is Cornwall, that is Kildare, and this is the parking lot side that goes towards Food Lion. Okay, so this hallway goes past the locker rooms with showers, the spa, and to the therapy room. So all of that stuff is on the right-hand side. Everything on the left-hand side is the equipment space and the ball court. So that's what it looks like right now. It's fancy, right? They were having a super busy day in the wellness center the last time I took pictures, so we did not get to go upstairs this time. I have been upstairs, but I do have some pictures to show you, or some renderings. All right, this is first floor. Let me come back over here. We've just walked in the front door, or we come in from the 6,000 building. We've turned right. There are the stairs. These are the locker rooms we talked about that have showers. This is the spa. It has a reception, a waiting area. It has 2 pedicure stations, 2 fingernail stations, and 2 massage therapy rooms. The nice thing about this setup is that you can get directly from the locker room into the spa without having to go into the gym. Right? Nobody wants to go out in their robe, I hope. And so this is the other locker room. I think this is the men's, and in this corner is the therapy space. So currently, downstairs in our wellness center, we have what's known as the Balance Center, where PT and OT work out of. That gives them easy access to the physical equipment that people will have access to in their care plan once they're off of therapy. This therapy room gives the same access to the equipment. Okay, it's very important for therapists to be able to take you into a space that you can use forever and ever and give you a list of exercises and things to do. It has 1 private treatment room, 2 semi-private treatment rooms, and that in the top right corner is the ball court. I have a slide for that. I'll get to it. And then if you come back this direction, you'll see you have elevators to the upstairs, lots of storage, and this is all the equipment room that has offices that look both into the lobby and into the weight room. This is what the weight room looks like right now. We had not a large group, we had a good group of a health and wellness subcommittee. Then we took a look at all of these spaces. We compared it to our current spaces. We talked over equipment and needs. I've heard from some of the 6,000 residents about what they would like. We have tried to provide everybody with what they've asked for, with the exception of I haven't landed on the Pilates performers yet. But give me time. I will. So you can see it's got nice natural light. This is kind of the layout. When we work with Kaiser, who does those pneumatic, you push up, right for up, and it goes shh, left for down, and automatically changes your weight without you having to move pins and all that. So it works off of pneumatic tubing. It'll be in the red walls right here. Treadmills, ellipticals. This might be old, so it's not exactly correct, but it gives you kind of an idea of what this space will look like. This is a locker room. You can see we're far along there. Those are the showers. They're warm and welcoming. They have incredibly expensive shower curtains. This is walking past the locker room, down the hallway. Therapy's back in this corner. This is the ball court over here. You can see part of the walking track above. And this is what the second floor looks like. So this is the walking track. It's about 421 feet, I want to say, all the way around. The way one of our sister communities does it is 1 week you walk to the left and 1 week you walk to the right, and there'll be an arrow at the top of the stairs that tells you which direction to go. I'm not going to be monitoring that. In the red, those are the group exercise studios, so similar to what we have now, which holds about 12 people. I don't remember how many chairs. Somebody want to count chairs while I'm talking? And then it has restrooms, which is really nice, and a large storage space in the middle. This is more of a classroom with cabinetry and millwork. It'll be a nice place to teach our CPR classes, first aid classes, some of those health and wellness, lunch and Zooms could be in here. Be a really nice space for that. And this is both our cycling studio and our movement class, so our boxing equipment will be in there. It will have an interactive TV. It's got this huge TV in there. And so I want you to think that both residents and staff use this. So it has a huge kind of interactive TV. So if there was no class going on and you wanted to go punch in a yoga program and it comes up on the big screen and you listen to that instructor. There are also some open spaces. These spaces right here are open to the walking track. So they'll have things like stretch machines, maybe a therapy mat, so if you needed to tie your shoes. Some equipment if you wanted to walk the track with some hand weights. We've ordered a lot of equipment, but that I want you to know that once we open, we can always order more. So we've got a lot coming, but if I've missed something and we're open, you to say, hey, Sherry, or hey, CJ, we're looking for this. The other feature. So most of the wellness center on the outside walls is 2-story glass, right? So these are the windows right here. These are also windows, everything in black around all of the classrooms. And why they'll be frosted, so nobody's going to be looking at your behind while you work out. But it brings that natural light all the way through the walking track into the classroom. So it's just an extra added bonus feature. This will not get you, this is your emergency exit here, okay? So don't go down those stairs unless you want to go outside.
Did I hear the magic word elevator somewhere?
Yeah. So there's an elevator right smack dab in the middle. There's also a seating area, and I think these there are also water fountains with the bottle fillers. This is me standing outside the therapy office taking a very fuzzy picture, looking back towards those stairs. You can see the stairs in the right. These are just kind of some of the color schemes and things they're talking about putting in the spa. So like I said, they haven't bought this just yet, so it might change a little bit. We had a 30-minute conversation about a throw pillow one day. That tells you how deep in the weeds we are with this project. And Hank finally said, no pillow, which is fine. It was a good decision. This is me in the hallway near the elevator, looking at the ball court. You can see part of the track is open to below, which is really nice. You can see all those windows and natural light. I don't envy the guy that has to go up in the scissor lift every day. This is the ball court. And I put this slide up here because it's a very interesting learning lesson. Both Sherry and I have gone to River Landing. We've gone to the town of Cary. And we have seen all of their ball courts. And they are marked up. They have red, blue, green, yellow, white. And what we've learned from all of those people that have to live with those courts on a daily basis is it's better to go a little more simple than too busy. So this is not the final drawing. We're still discussing. The blue is chair volleyball. The blue dashes are for the corn toss boards. The white is pickleball, and the gray is basketball. So the free throw line is in there. And then the outside of the court. So what's really nice is that we won't have to set up corn toss and chair volleyball in here every other day. Yes. So you set it, you can put the net up, you roll the pickleball net, it's all going to be kind of marked. So we're very excited, which means there's only one pickleball court, and the reason there's only one pickleball court is that you have to have a certain height clearance, and what they could not figure out how to do 2 pickleball courts is because right here, this basketball goal, everything above this is the open walking track. So we have been talking to the Rose Park, town of Cary, about Rose Park to see if maybe we could get an outdoor pickleball court. So if you know anybody. Oh, all right. What all you've been waiting for. The only reason we're moving in is because there's a pet wash station. So there you go. That's your pet wash station. It's got a big dog, a little dog. It is, if if you are on the H and I'm in the north courtyard and this is the south courtyard and this is the underground parking right here, or covered above ground parking, it is in that area right there, just before you go inside where you find the theater. I think so. I'm not going to tell you no. All I can tell you is that we've come a long way from where we used to be. And if I can get out of this real quick, and you want to watch a cool thing, it's only a couple minutes.
We're aging too, Vanessa.
Bye. It's kind of neat how they can do this time-lapse stuff, right? There was one picture. Frank L. Bloom has a construction site video. You can go to this website anytime you want to. It's open to the public. There's a construction link on CareMerge. If you can't find it, you just click the Here button. They have images, time-lapse videos, live feeds. So if you just want to sit there and watch that. Those are the elevator shafts. If you remember, they built that little test elevator shaft. Yeah. I can't imagine why they have to do for those. I remember when the lights were all on and the string lights and the bulbs at night. That was pretty neat. That's the south courtyard right there. That's we're at the food line, basically. Frank L. Bloom has an office there, so most of their cameras are. Yep, that's south courtyard. I think they are very busy over there now putting in the landscaping. They need to get that finished in the next couple of weeks. There's all kinds of tests and inspections they have to do with runoff and water and storm drains and all of that stuff. Stuff that's way over my head, but apparently it takes a while. So I imagine in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to go back and get you some actual pictures with trees and maybe some papers. All right. Does anybody have any questions?
Well, hold it. You know the drill.
All right. If you are, this is the south courtyard. That's the patio right here. This section right here, where the glade is on the first floor, that's where assisted living is on the second and the third floor. So it is basically right here. So this is the Food Lion, that is Kildare Farm. That's the north courtyard on the other side of the building, and so it's on the H over the glade. And the glade can hold about 50 people. So we currently run about 15, I think. And they're also changing to a medical model, which is very nice. And I know that sometimes that doesn't always sound nice, but it allows them to serve more people, more residents, more people in our community. It has a full-time nurse. It has a place to shower and bathe. So that takes a lot of responsibility off caregivers. They'll be able to assist with more people that need help with eating. So they have a huge activity room. They have a living room. They have their own dining room. It's very nice. Oh, I answered her question. I'm sorry. She asked about where the assisted living room. Assisted living. Yeah, so the question is, are there 2 floors to assisted living? So the first floor is glade with some common assisted living space. Floors 2 and 3 have their own elevator. So you go in the glade, you get up to assisted living by that one elevator that is on the second and the third floor.
Steam room?
Pardon?
Steam room?
I don't think so. The question was there a steam room? I'll look into it. That's the first time I've been asked that, so yeah. We do have a whirlpool downstairs, adjacent to the pool, so we have a little bit of that.
You have places to wash dogs. Do you have any place to wash a car?
I have a guy that comes in and washes our car that would love to get in front of our audience and come to you and wash your cars. But no, I don't think there's an actual car wash.
We need to have him when the pollen comes.
Right?
I have a driveway.
Okay, where's the entrance to the underground parking?
So
Or
the-
is there more than one?
There's
Is it
not.
right there?
There's one entrance. This entire building sits on a parking lot. Okay? That's where the wood shop is. That's where the cages are. This entire building sits on that footprint. And the entrance to that is on this right here. So on the food line side, you would come down this road off of Kildare Farm, and where this road will take you to is the underground parking. Oh, this one right here? Yes. This right here is the entrance to that above ground covered parking. So this whole section right here, up to where you get to the main building, that's all under cover above ground. It's hard to say.
I have not seen anything for a hair salon.
So we currently have a hair salon here. There have been, in case you haven't heard, there might be rumors that we take that storage closet and make it a little bigger for them. There is one hair wash station in assisted living, and that's for the assisted living residents that want to just stay and get their hair done, and Elena will manage that and schedule that. So if you want your barber services, you just hop on the shuttle, come on over, go down the stairs, and they'll take care of you.
Charging station for electric vehicles.
That is not me. That's not me. I'm in charge of purchasing vehicles, but beside that,
I've looked at, assuming, walking is going to be an option as long as I can. Is it possible to get a crosswalk put in the street so you don't have to walk to the corner and then wait
Yep.
and come back around?
So last I heard, and this is what I heard at an association meeting or some other meeting, so it was that if you walk out the 4,000 Rotunda and you go up to Cornwall and you're walking up the hill, there's a set of townhouses right here. And just at the end of those townhouses, just shy of the north courtyard entrance, there'll be what they call a speed hump. So it'll slow people down, but there's kind of a flat spot on the top to walk across. And what they'll do is they will dig into the sidewalks. So it'll be a seamless. You won't have to, I say it like that, but you know what you'll have to step down. Other questions? All right. We'll do this in another month or so when I have some better pictures.
One more.
Yeah?
Is there outdoor, along the street lighting? It would be on Cornwall. I've seen these wires poking up from the ground. What
I
is
do
that?
not know, but it is. I will ask that and see if we can get something. Yeah, those are irrigation, I've heard. I do know that because that sidewalk going up on this side of Cornwall is kind of bumpy where the trees are, so I do know that Ryan is working hard to resolve all those issues.
One more.
Where are the exits and entrances besides the main courtyards? For example, if you live in the 120 building and you want to come over across the crosswalk that's already there, is there an entrance into the wellness center on that side, or do you have to walk down the street and around and up?
So if you're in the 120 building, the Wellness Center is your closest entrance. So you would just walk across the street, walk into to kind of the north courtyard, and your entrance would be just on your left. Yes. But it's all the way on the corner of Cornwall and Kildare, so it's not as bad as going into the courtyard itself. Yes, Ms. Carson?
Right now?
Thank you.
What kind of shuttle bus is going to be provided, and will it accommodate walkers?
So we have ordered 2 6-seater gym vehicles that will be the main shuttle vehicles. I think, and this is all stuff we have to work out, right? So that there will probably be 12 hours of constant shuttle service that, and I think Ben showed a diagram, and I'll include it in my next slideshow of kind of like you go to the end of the 1,000 building and you hit what very similar to a Sarah button, and it pages somebody to come and pick you up. 4,000, 5,000 parking deck, the cottages. So they'll be going around a lot. There are spaces to put walkers on there, and then we also have the small bus, and I'm about to purchase another small bus, and those would be what we would also employ during those busy times, meal times, larger event times to get people to and from, and anybody who needs to go in a wheelchair. So they can be summoned as well. All right, thank you very much. Oh, Mr. Weiss has one more. Oh, thank you. I'll be available for a little while if you have any questions.
Will the meeting rooms have ceiling projectors like the stone board room has?
Probably.